Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. When you think of Robert Redford, what comes to mind? Perhaps it's the charismatic outlaw from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Maybe it's the authoritative presence in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Whatever image surfaces, there's a deeper story beneath that famous face, one marked by resilience, loss, and remarkable transformation. Today, we're exploring the untold journey of a Hollywood legend. This isn't just about red carpets and award ceremonies. This is about how one man turned devastating setbacks into stepping stones, how childhood struggles forged an entertainment icon, and how personal tragedy became the catalyst for creating opportunities for countless others. What you're about to discover might surprise you. Behind the confident performances and directorial triumphs lies a timeline of hardship that would have broken many others. But Redford didn't just survive. He transformed pain into purpose. Stay with us as we uncover the remarkable resilience of Robert Redford. Robert Redford entered the world in Santa Monica, California, born into modest circumstances. His father transitioned from delivering milk to working in accounting for an oil company, while his mother dedicated herself to homemaking. But their middle-class existence was immediately challenged by a terrifying diagnosis. Young Robert contracted polio during an era when this disease terrorized families across America. This was the 1930s and 1940s, years before Jonas Salk's vaccine would virtually eliminate this devastating illness. Though Redford's case was classified as mild and didn't require the dreaded iron lung, it confined him to bed for 2 weeks and left his family frightened about potential lasting effects. This early brush with serious illness would leave an impression. Decades later, Redford would honor Dr. Salk by co-directing a documentary about the Salk Institute for Biological Studies, a tribute to the man whose work saved countless children from the fate he narrowly escaped. But polio wasn't the only shadow over his childhood. When Redford reached age 10, his family faced an even more profound tragedy. Martha Redford, Robert's mother, became pregnant with twins. Her physician advised against it. Robert's own birth had presented serious medical complications. Despite these warnings, she proceeded with the pregnancy. The delivery was catastrophic. One of the twin girls died almost immediately. Martha developed a severe blood disorder as a consequence of the traumatic birth. Though she survived initially, this condition would plague her for years. Despite her health struggles, Martha profoundly influenced her son. She introduced him to cinema and literature, engaged in imaginative play with him, and taught him drawing. These creative seeds she planted would eventually blossom into an extraordinary career. Tragically, Martha's blood disorder never resolved. It eventually triggered a hemorrhage that claimed her life in 1955, just 1 year after Robert graduated from high school. Years later, reflecting on his family's response to loss, Redford described their Irish and Scottish heritage as creating a culture of silent endurance. They didn't talk much, they didn't complain much, they didn't ask for anything, he recalled. Even when his sisters died, the family never discussed the tragedy openly. This emotional suppression would influence how he processed grief throughout his life. Keep watching for even more dramatic experiences in his life. The confident, charismatic figure we know from screen seems worlds away from the young boy Redford actually was. Childhood proved to be a minefield of social rejection and insecurity. His appearance made him a target. Red hair sprouting with stubborn cowlicks, a face covered in freckles. These features invited mockery from peers. As adolescence arrived, things worsened. Redford was a late bloomer, far from the rugged, leading man he would eventually become. As he matured, Redford's response to being victimized was to become someone others wouldn't dare challenge. His rebellion extended into every area of life. High school employers repeatedly fired him for poor performance. Despite receiving a basketball scholarship to the University of Colorado, his athletic ability being one of his few advantages, he dropped out after a single year, unable to conform to institutional rules. With no clear direction, Redford pursued a vague dream of becoming an artist. This aspiration took him to Europe, first to France, then Italy. What followed was a period of genuine hardship. He hitchhiked across foreign countries, surviving by painting on streets for whatever money passers-by would offer. Accommodation was rarely available. On one particularly desperate night, he slept in cow manure simply to stay warm. This wasn't the glamorous expatriate artist life. This was survival at its most basic level. Yet these experiences of deprivation and struggle would later inform his understanding of independent artists fighting against the odds, ultimately shaping his vision for the Sundance Institute. His return to America brought marriage to Lola Van Wagenen. They eloped together. The couple moved to New York, where Redford enrolled at the Pratt Institute while pursuing acting opportunities. Financial struggle continued. They lived entirely on Lola's $55 weekly salary from her bank job. When pregnancy forced her to stop working, they had no safety net whatsoever. Just over a decade after losing his infant twin sisters, Redford faced an eerily similar tragedy, this time involving his own child. His first offspring, Scott Redford, died from sudden infant death syndrome in 1959. The baby was just over 2.5 months old. Redford rarely spoke about this loss publicly. Instead, he channeled his grief into action, quietly raising funds for SIDS research. This pattern, transforming personal pain into purposeful work, would become characteristic of how he handled adversity. Shortly after this devastating loss, Redford landed his first Broadway role in 1959 in a comedy called Tall Story. The part consisted of exactly one line, but it paid $82 weekly, a meaningful income for the struggling young family. As the 1960s progressed, Redford's career gained momentum. He secured regular film work, and his family, now including 2 children, seemed stable, with Lola thriving. Yet internally, something was wrong. Redford felt profoundly unhappy without understanding why. Seeking clarity, he embarked on a solo road trip. He parked his car at Big Sur and walked 90 miles, processing his confusion through physical exertion. Eventually, he found his way to Dietjen's Big Sur Inn. There, he befriended the owner, a man with a volatile temperament but surprising wisdom. Over several days, they engaged in deep, searching conversations. The innkeeper helped Redford rediscover his passion for life and art. Only later did Redford learn the man had been convicted of murder. Despite this dark history, or perhaps because of it, this individual possessed insights about living authentically that reignited Redford's sense of purpose. This experience taught Redford that wisdom and redemption can emerge from unexpected places, a lesson that would inform his later work championing outsider voices in independent cinema. Redford's breakthrough came with Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, a role facilitated by his friendship with Paul Newman. Not only did Redford play the Sundance Kid, but he also influenced the production's location, convincing the director to film in Utah rather than Spain, by demonstrating his home state's visual and historical significance. His rugged good looks, ironically, once cost him a major role. Director Mike Nichols considered Redford for The Graduate, but ultimately decided he was too handsome for the part. When Redford protested, Nichols asked simply, "Have you ever been rejected by a woman?" Redford's inability to answer affirmatively proved Nichols' point. Dustin Hoffman got the role instead. The Sting became one of Redford's greatest successes, though remarkably, he didn't watch the completed film until 2004, over 30 years after its release. During production, he ran so frequently on camera that he worried he wouldn't have time for actual acting. The crew's gift at the Wrap, a sculpture of the Roadrunner cartoon character, acknowledged his constant motion. For just 2 weeks of work on A Bridge Too Far, Redford commanded $2 million, demonstrating his peak star power. Yet even at the height of fame, he remained principled, insisting stunt performers receive full payment even when he performed stunts himself. After nearly 3 decades of marriage and raising 3 children to adulthood, Redford and Van Wagenen divorced in 1985. Redford described himself as lost for a time afterward. Following unsuccessful relationships with actor Sonia Braga and costume designer Kathy O'Rear, he met Sibylle Sagers, an artist approximately 20 years his junior. They connected in 1996 and married in 2009 after more than 2 decades together. Grandparenthood brought unexpected opportunities. His appearance as a villain in Captain America: The Winter Soldier was motivated partly by his Marvel fan grandchildren. It marked a rare villainous role for Redford, who typically played heroes. In 2016, Redford announced his retirement from acting after completing 2 final films. The Old Man and the Gun became his swan song, a fitting choice. Based on a true story, it featured Redford as Forrest Tucker, a 70-year-old who escapes San Quentin and returns to robbing banks with gentlemanly charm. Redford was drawn to Tucker's character because, unlike typical outlaws, he's not against anything. He's just having a good time. The film serves as a love letter to Redford's cinematic legacy, showcasing the charisma that defined his career. Martha Redford's influence extended beyond introducing her son to arts. She took young Robert to Navajo reservations in Arizona and to Yosemite, instilling a profound appreciation for natural beauty. This early exposure evolved into serious environmental activism. During the filming of 3 Days of the Condor, when production required stripping leaves from saplings and trees, Redford personally ensured the plants weren't permanently harmed. His environmental principles extended beyond film sets into broader advocacy work. The values his mother planted in childhood grew into a lifelong commitment to protecting the natural world, work that continues influencing environmental policy and awareness. In 1981, shortly after winning an Oscar for directing Ordinary People, Redford founded the Sundance Institute in the Utah mountains. This wasn't merely another arts organization. It was a quietly revolutionary experiment in changing Hollywood's power structure. Redford envisioned Sundance as a sanctuary for emerging writers and directors with promising ideas but empty pockets. He understood their struggles intimately, having lived them himself during those desperate years painting on European streets and sleeping in cow manure. Over 2 decades, Sundance evolved into one of Hollywood's most influential forces. It became a successful incubator for independent films, launching countless careers and demonstrating that powerful storytelling doesn't require massive studio budgets. Redford's approach to creating change offers lessons beyond entertainment. Rather than simply complaining about Hollywood's gatekeeping, he built an alternative pathway. Rather than abandoning the industry in frustration, he worked from within to transform it. Most people facing workplace frustrations either suffer in silence or leave. Redford demonstrated a third option: create the change you want to see. This requires courage. Sticking your neck out invites consequences, but the potential impact makes the risk worthwhile. From childhood polio to family tragedies, from social rejection to financial desperation, from the loss of his infant son to the challenges of reinventing himself, Robert Redford's life could have been defined by what he endured. Instead, he transformed each obstacle into fuel for growth. Illness taught him gratitude for health pioneers. Family loss created capacity for deep empathy. Rejection as a child built determination to prove doubters wrong. Financial struggle created solidarity with artists fighting for survival. Personal tragedy generated commitment to helping others through quiet philanthropy. His greatest legacy may not be the memorable performances or the directorial achievements. It might be Sundance. Proof that one person who refuses to accept the status quo can create systemic change that outlasts their own career. Redford's journey reminds us that hardship doesn't disqualify you from success. Sometimes it's the very thing that prepares you for it. The question isn't whether we'll face adversity. The question is what we'll build from it. That's the real story of Robert Redford, Not just a Hollywood icon, but a testament to human resilience and the power of turning pain into purpose. His recent passing shined a light on his life well lived. We all will miss him. Rest in peace, Mr. Redford. If you enjoyed the video, please help our channel grow and like and subscribe. We hope to see you again soon.